This is Majo, John, Ned, and Juanito sitting on the side of my bed. They're all my beds. I've used several of them. That one's for the dog. If the dog decides to use it. Not going to use the upper bunks. Too old. 78 is too old for upper bunks. They're crappy mattresses. You can feel the box springs. But if you're tired, they're fine. And last night they didn't work much for me at all because I had a bladder full of urine from my renal shutdown, and I was in pain. I couldn't lay on my back. I couldn't lay on either side. It all hurt. So from 12 on, I was up. So that contributes to me being tired now. I just spent 3 hours flying in the face of the notion that everything moves slow in Mexico. Beware of overgeneralizing. Things tend to move really slow in Mexico. This night moved really fast, in spite of the communication being all garbled up and confusing. The tape I made earlier tonight said that my host, Jose, had said that in the morning, the local clinic doctors were going to come by and see if they could install a catheter. And that if that didn't work, then I'd go to the hospital. He says, if you have a genuine emergency, you could take an ambulance there now, but my car is not available. While I listed my symptoms, I listed the fact that I wasn't going to sleep at all. I considered that an emergency. He apparently did not. I think because his car was not available, and an ambulance is just super expensive. But shortly after that, probably 15 or 20 minutes after I made that video, he pops into the room, big guy, Jose, pops into the room and says, okay, you ready to go? We're going to the hospital. Now, why the change? Was it because whoever was borrowing his car returned it? That's possible. Was it because he really stopped and thought about how much pain I was going to go through tonight? And he said, oh, okay, let's go. But he sure was not complaining when he took me. And I was confused. I was confused about that turnaround. Confused about he had me take all my stuff. So did that mean earlier today they had talked about the possibility of me finishing my doctoring here and then going straight from there to the airport for Brownsville, Texas? Is that going to happen tonight? And at one point he said, well, to get home, just grab an ambulance, call 911. Isn't that going to be expensive? You don't have to pay. I don't even have your address. He gave me the name of the center. Centro por Emigrantes. The Center for Immigrants. Wow. My mind is boggling at the level of service I am getting right now as an immigrant who has lost his documentation in Mexico versus what's happening to Mexicans up in the U.S. without documents. Shocking. So everything went fast. The drive to Playa del Carmen from Puerto Aventuras, I swear, was longer than the amount of time I actually spent in the emergency room. The waiting room for the emergency room was packed. I've spent 4 hours there, and I thought, oh, that's what we're in for. But apparently, Jose had made all the arrangements for me to just get whisked right into the emergency room. And it happened to be the same nurse who had been on the ambulance that brought me here yesterday. Nice guy. And I hate having catheters shoved up my dick. I hate it. The last couple of times, it hurt so much that I didn't just scream. I begged them to stop. Please, please, please stop. So did it go so easy tonight because this guy knew me? Because he had a sure hand? Because I was bracing myself for the worst? but it wasn't bad. I screamed, but not ferocious screaming, not begging for mercy screaming, no. And then it was over pretty quick. The whole thing in the emergency room probably took 40 minutes. Yeah. And I thought that Jose had left. No, he was still there. He was still hanging around. And actually, his son was still waiting in the car. So tomorrow, he's still saying that somebody's coming over from the local clinic to look at me. I don't know what that's about. And there's so many unfinished, so many question marks still about the arrangements for getting me to Brownsville. But all I know is I am out of pain. All that urine, choking my bladder, squeezing it. I was in every bump in the car going there was painful. And I knew it was going to be a terrible night, and now it's not. I even got to knock him out because my bolsa, called pisar, here, fell out of my pants, fell out of my shorts as I was getting in the car. No, as we were going across the street. We had not even quite crossed the street. And he could see it. It was huge. It looked like it might explode. And that was true the last time I was in so much pain. They took 3 liters of urine off. And he says, "Oh, we gotta go see the doctor." He was like panicking. Gotta go back in the emergency room. I said, "No, we don't. I can handle this. I've been wearing them for 3 weeks. I know how to empty them." So I took a piss into a manhole, and boy, I felt better. He was amazed. He was impressed. And then got back in the car, and I'm sleepy now. And the big guy from the couple who lives, I think, 2 doors down, who had helped me last night getting my meal, he is such a good guy. He came in with a nightcap, a snack, a late night snack for me. Yogurt with granola. Yeah, you might say that's not a great snack, but for me it was perfect because I was a granola hippie for a long time. In my 20s, I ate a hell of a lot of granola. And I like to change it up, having it sometimes with milk and sometimes with yogurt. I actually preferred it with yogurt. And if they had served this to you in the hospital, it would have been sugarless yogurt and it would have been terrible and almost impossible to eat. This had just the right amount of sugar and it was lovely. And I hear the little boy, he's up late. I go to bed early. I'm this tired. It's like 9:30. I am. So what looked like it was going to be a terrible night turned out to be a really sweet night. Jose took really good care of me. Made sure I always had a strong arm to hold on to. It's great. So, good story for me. All right, bye.